most embarrassing. Way too much pressure. Just don't even go there. I love them, hate them, but you definitely need to have them. Recommend it till the day I die. Well, hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Elise and this is my homestead cottage. I talk about everything from gardening to baking and cooking and interior design and also motherhood. And part of that leads me into this week's video. I know it's a little bit of a different one, different from what I normally talk about, but I will be talking about postpartum and postpartum care today. I've got lots of friends and some family members who are expecting their first babies, and maybe you might be expecting a little one, or you know someone who's expecting their first. If they're anything like me, you're planning so much for the delivery and welcoming of your little new baby. You're getting everything, the crib, the toys, the diapers, the swaddling blankets, everything, burp cloths. And the last thing that is thought of is postpartum care and products. So in this video, I thought I would go through and share everything that I have and used. I have a big ol' basket, but this isn't everything. I even asked some of my girlfriends for some of their best advice and tips for new moms that are expecting. So we're going to get into that very soon, but I also want to offer a couple of tips and suggestions and tricks for you if you are expecting. Maybe this isn't your first baby, maybe this is just kind of a recap, rehash, kind of jogging the old memory about what you need to prepare for after you've had your baby. Just a quick disclaimer, I have my monitor over here because I'm watching my baby boy sleep. Let's jump into my tips and then we'll get into all of the products. First, hydration break. Very hydrating. All the tips that I have for you today are basically all equal. In no particular order are they supposed to be greater or less than. But my first tip is more of a reassurance. At this time, it's really okay for you to prioritize yourself. You've just had a baby, your body has gone through so much, and it's really, really important to take this time, this postpartum period, starting immediately after you gave birth to your child, all the way till around 4 to 6 weeks, to really just rest and recover. Because if you overexert yourself before your body is ready, you could potentially have irreversible effects on your body, on your internal system. It's just, it could be a whole mess. So it's really important to just prioritize this time. It's okay to ask your spouse or say a friend, just say, hey, could you come over and just watch my baby for like 20 minutes so I can go take a shower and take care of whatever needs. I really did struggle with this and not imposing on anyone because I wanted to feel like I can do this myself. It's okay to say that you can't do everything. It's okay. Tip number 2. Before having your baby, so this is kind of a leading up to delivery, around 35 to 30 weeks, drink plenty of pineapple juice. Pineapple juice can help streamline the recovery process and cut the bleeding time down. So it may not work for everyone, but it really, really worked for me, and I totally encourage and recommend it. I stopped bleeding at around the 3.5 week mark, and most of the time people stop at around 6 weeks. So because I was regularly drinking pineapple juice, it really helped a lot, and also that helps with menstruation as well. Tip number 3, and this is something that I kind of did loosely was the 5-5-5 method, and that is 5 days in the bed, 5 days on the bed, 5 days around the bed. And that is just really prioritizing you forcing yourself to rest and let your body recover for as long as possible. I think I did around 3 days, I think 3 or 4 days in my bed. So I was transferred over to the hospital. I had a natural birth, but I did have a relatively significant tear, so I needed to go get patched up at the hospital. But I was there for about almost 2 days. It was really about a day and a half, and we kind of forced ourselves out. But I had a good long period of just resting and not doing a whole lot of movement, and then I was like sitting on the couch, laying on the couch, just really trying not to move a whole lot, and that was very beneficial. And it was so wonderful because I was able to just hold and snuggle and just relax and breathe in my baby and count the little fingers and toes, and it was just such a magical time. Tip number 4 is having a meal train, or having meals prepared beforehand or delivered to you. This was so important. It was such an amazing blessing. My in-laws came, they stayed with us for I think around 4 or 5 days. I can't quite remember, but it was so great because my mother-in-law was doing all the cooking, my father-in-law was doing all the cleaning. I was just there resting, taking care of myself, taking care of the baby, and I didn't have to worry about meals. I didn't have to worry about getting in the kitchen and preparing meals and figuring out, okay, do I have to go to the grocery store? What do I have to do? I also would encourage you to set up, maybe have a friend, or if you are a friend and you have someone in your life that is going to be having a baby, just go the extra mile and just let them know, hey, I'd like to bring dinner over for you at this point, and do a big bulk of food for them so they can have it for lunch the next day and maybe dinner the next night. So the most that they do is throw the food in the microwave. It is such a blessing, and it's just, so worth it. Tip number 5 is it really is okay to ask for help. This is something I struggle with because not only am I a total people pleaser, but I'm also Miss Independent, and I don't want to put anyone out of their way of doing whatever they're doing to come and help me. And I know that's not a very healthy mindset, but that's just the way that my brain works. It's just so helpful to be able to take someone up on their offer to help you. Also, don't close yourself off to seeing your girlfriends or having your friends come over and see you and the baby, because even though it might be a busy time in their lives, they would love to see you. They'd love to see your new baby and help you out at all. Like if you need to, they want you to hold the baby so they can go to the bathroom, or they can just kind of get some coffee, get something to drink, be a little bit independent. It really is so nice, and it's really kind of fun to show off your new little bundle to your friends. And my final tip number 6 is sleep whenever you can. This is probably the last time that you'll really truly just be able to take a nap whenever you want. Throughout the day, when you're with your baby and your baby is taking a nap, take a nap with your baby, because once they reach toddlerhood, you are really, really going to wish that you could take a nap. Oh, can you tell that's the phase of life I'm in right now? That is so sweet too. I have so many sweet memories of my baby laying right here on my sofa, and I was just sleeping right next to my baby with my arm around him, and just closing my eyes and waking up and he's right there. It's just so sweet. Just also so important to just rest when you can. Those are my 6 tips, really quick bullet points. But now let's get into the products. Okay, let's just start off strong here. So I've got my bin, and we're just going to crack it open. And while I'm going through all of this, I will also try to remember to throw in some of my friend suggestions for this whole time period. So let's just start off. All right, I'm going to start off with probably the most embarrassing part of this whole thing, is the disposable underwear / diaper / the matching outfit you and your baby have. First thing, while I was doing all of my research trying to figure out what is the best products that most women enjoy, one of the things that postpartum ladies prefer is having the disposable Depends underwear, and I did try those, but for me they felt very papery and had way too much pressure in the midsection. And I tried to find the different styles of the Depends disposables that some of these other women had tried, and they were just not available near where I was. I didn't find it very comfortable at all. It was very tight, as I said, and I didn't like the feeling of it. And I felt like, well, maybe it's this or nothing else, so I really struggled. I wore it for like 2 days and it was terrible. So when I was transferred to the hospital, I actually was able to bring home some of the disposable hospital underwear. So this is truly amazing. This would be my top tier absolute must-have. If you are having a hospital birth, you need to take home as many of these as they will give you. These are truly amazing. They are very soft and very, very stretchy, which is very forgiving, and it still hugs you, still feels good, but it feels like you're just wrapped in a gentle cloth, not like being, oh, I'm wearing a diaper. So these are an absolute essential must-have. But if you don't have a hospital birth and you don't have the option to get these, I did find some on my Amazon that you can get. Maybe they're similar, but if you ran out, or if you just don't have any at all, if you're not planning on having a hospital birth like me, this is a secondary amazing option. I truly, truly loved this. I think this is the MomCozy disposable underwear, and this is truly amazing. This is like hospital disposables, this right there. It's like, so, it's amazing. It is so soft. It's made of cotton, and it's very stretchy and forgiving, and it's got a really good pad down here, so it's very comfortable to wear. I would absolutely, totally encourage and recommend you to get this as a #1 option instead of getting a Depends. Just don't even go there. So in this same world of hospital versus natural home birth, whatever, if you're at a hospital, they will also supply these really amazing pads. These are very comfortable. These are really large and soft. They're really good. I think I found some similar ones on my Amazon again here, but if you get as many of these as possible, get them. But ones that I also really liked using for myself were these. These are the real cotton cover pads. These are the overnight ones. If you can get the extra long, that would be great, but I got the overnight one because I load up a lot of stuff on these pads for making the padsicles, or whatever we're calling them. So these ones are really good. I also just used the Sport overnight pads. Those ones worked too, but they kind of got really lumpy and bulky, so the real ones are really the best. Another essential that you are going to need to have in your arsenal for postpartum recovery is tucks. These, I love them, hate them, but you definitely need to have them. This is tucks with witch hazel medicated cooling pads, and if you do go to the hospital, they will give you a case of these. And these are just very thin cotton pads with the witch hazel saturation. And so what I did, let me just share with you, with one of these pads, and if it has wings, just fold it back, but leave this back sticky on it. You're not going to want to stick this to your disposable underwear. Another thing that you absolutely must have is witch hazel. okay? So I just got this organic at, I think, TJ Maxx or Marshall's, wherever. And this you can also get in a larger bottle over at Walmart, Walgreens, wherever. You were going to go through this. I had gone through one whole one of these and almost all of this. So what I would do is take the witch hazel, totally saturate the pad, and then put some organic, cold, if you can refrigerate it, it'd be great, organic aloe. So I just get some aloe squirted on here, smooth it out, and then I would layer 3 or 4 tucks, circle discs on here. The next thing that I would use would be this. This is the MomCozy 2-in-1 Natural Essence Foam with tea tree and witch hazel. This is just a little foam. Let's see if I got any in here. There. It's just a little foam. This was truly a game changer for me. So I would, on top of my tucks, I would give a really good line of pump right here down the middle. So the thing that I didn't really like about the tucks, and I know this is a struggle for everyone, was that the tucks would dry out and could stick to you, but it's also just a bit of a nuisance. So one product I truly, truly love, and I will recommend it till the day I die, is I think they're FridaMom witch hazel rectangular pads. So what I would do to use that would be, after I have all of my tucks laid out and my foam has been sprayed, I would just lay that long rectangular tuck, Frida tuck, on top of it, and then do another little squirt of the, where is it? This guy. It was such an amazing experience not needing to take all of the little tucks out. So it was also much cleaner. So I absolutely, truly loved using that. I will absolutely link it below. Another couple of products that I would entirely recommend and suggest to you would be an absolute must. You have to have DERMAPLAST. This is kind of going hand in hand with witch hazel, but this is medical grade healing. Okay, you can, I think the hospital gives this to you as well, but this is really good to just spray onto that area. You can be very generous with it. It won't hurt you at all. It's very cold, but it'll be relaxing and soothing. Absolutely recommend. You must have DERMAPLAST, okay? Alright, and one more thing that is kind of a, don't really need to have it, but I personally really enjoyed it, was a Perineal spray. I used 2 different kinds. This is the Earth Mama. This one was actually really good, but the one I really loved and preferred was the Young Living Perineal spray. And what this does is that it helps thin out that perineal muscle to help you get paper thin when it comes to delivery. But even spraying this afterwards is kind of like an additional kind of DERMAPLAST with essential oils. My girlfriend totally recommended that you use a Sitz bath salts. I didn't end up using this, but I did use some Dr. Teal's essential oil salts if I took a bath. It was really nice. So she totally recommended that you have a Sitz bath. Good to know for next time. One final thing that all of my girlfriends and I could not recommend more would be to have 2 Peri bottles. So if you don't know what this is an absolute essential for when you are relieving yourself and keeping the down there area clean. So how this works is you have this bottle and this little loose spray nodule here. You turn it down, spray, and it shoots. It is amazing when you are just so raw and sore. When you go to the hospital, or if you go to the hospital, they will provide you with a really cheap, very thin plastic one. And it does not have this kind of nodule at all. It's like a really thin plastic little like water bottle with a little wedge spray thing, so you just squeeze it. It is not great at all. So I would really encourage you to get one of these. This one, it's a Frida brand. It came in a Frida Postpartum Mom pack. And I don't know where the lid went because I think my son took it and it's probably gone forever. Anyway, this is the standard size that most people end up getting, and it just is not enough. So, and people sometimes get 2 of these, but I was gifted with this large one. And this one was my best friend, and both of them ended up becoming my best friends because you are going to need this much water. And I'll list this one if I'm able to find it. It doesn't have a brand on it, so I'll find something similar. All of us, all my girlfriends, could not recommend this more. This is an absolute essential. Must have too. And I must find the lid to that one. Oh, one more thing. For nursing, this is kind of chaotic because my son is about to wake up from his nap. When you're nursing, your nipples can get very, very sensitive and dry and very cracked easily, and it's very uncomfortable. But one of the things that was recommended to me by not just a lactation consultant but friends and online was getting these silver nipple cups and shields. These are truly amazing. Silver is a natural healing component that you can use for any aspect of your life, but this in particular is really amazing. I had, this is a Skin and Scar Balm. This is from Earth Mama, but there's also some nipple butter that you can get. It's kind of like a really enhanced vitamin, mineral Vaseline that you can apply and put this on top of. Also, if you don't have that, just use some of the colostrum that you collect, put some in the bottom, and then apply this to your breast. And you can just leave it there, and then put your nursing bra on, and just let it just sit for a little while, and you will be so surprised. It is very fast healing, and it's very soothing because it gets cold. So this is an absolute must. There are a couple of nursing bra brands that I personally really like. I really loved the crossbody nursing bra from Kindred Bravely. I really loved their stuff. Really good quality, very not irritating or sensitive inducing product. So I really enjoyed that a lot. You should also get some nursing pads because you are going to be leaking a lot. And I don't want to be insensitive, but you're going to not want to be changing your clothes all the time when you're absolutely exhausted. You're going to have dried nursing things on you. Nursing pads are an absolute essential. I don't remember the brand that I particularly really liked, but I'll link it below as well. But I really liked the really, really soft cotton pads. I didn't really like the disposable ones or ones that kind of felt papery because you're so sensitive and raw. It just really kind of irritated my skin. So I'll link the ones that I used. And let's see what else. I also had this in here, this deep moisturizing ointment, and I did have to use this for my tear. I had a pretty significant tear. I had a borderline 2nd degree, 3rd degree tear. It was technically a 2nd degree tear, but they wanted to treat it like a 3rd, so I applied this to that area. And this is really good for a newborn baby as well. That is everything on my list here. Yeah, I have a few other notes here from my girlfriends to share to you guys. One of them that is really, really important is that it's so important for you to listen to your body. If you feel like something is off or something just doesn't feel right, do not push that feeling aside. It is so important to get that looked into. Go get help. Talk to someone about it. It is so, so important. Whew, I was just rattling off like crazy. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here because I'm afraid my baby's going to wake up any minute. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I sure do appreciate you sticking around. And if you do have someone in your life or a friend of yours that you know is expecting, or if you are expecting and you feel just totally overwhelmed, don't worry. I was too. And I know there are lots of other mamas and expectant mamas, even mamas who might be not having their first baby in the same boat as you. So let's band together and create an encouraging community of mamas. And let me know if you are expecting, and I will send all my prayers towards you and your little one and your family, that everything will go smoothly. Okay, alright, well, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next week for some gardening content, maybe. Maybe we'll do some baking. Who knows? Bye, guys. Have a good day.